Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about the 12 books that I plan on reading in March. And there's a lot of great events and buddy reads, all kinds of great things happening in March, and I can't wait to tell you about all of them. The main focuses for March for me is going to be catching up on arcs, finishing up unfinished books from 2021, buddy reads, and lastly, readathons. So first off, I will quickly tell you about the arcs, the books that are being released in March that I'm going to be reading this month. First is Sundial by Catriona Ward. I meant to read this in February, but I only have a couple days left in February and I still have not even started it. So I'll be reading it in March. It'll be a little late. And I'll also be reading The Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi, which is coming out March 15th. And that is a science fiction adventure book that sounds super fun because I love giant monsters. And then The City of Dusk by Tara Sim is the first book in the Dark Gods series and is coming out March 22nd. And then the Dark Stars Anthology, horror anthology, edited by John F.D. Taft. Super excited about that. It's a book of 12 novelettes by a lot of my favorite horror authors. That's coming out March 22nd as well. And now I'm going to tell you about the readathons that I'm hoping to participate in and what other reasons that I'm reading those books, because I had a lot of books chosen for the readathons that I am not going to be able to read because the arcs and all the other things I need to read for just wouldn't let me. So the first readathon that I'm participating in is March Mystery Madness, and this was created quite a few years ago by Lizzie Faye Loves Books and Troy Towell. And for this year, the theme is 2x2 since it's 2022, and I had 4 books picked out for this readathon, but I had to take off almost all of them. I'm gonna read one book, Savage Season by Joe R. Lansdale. The reason it fits the 2x2 theme, I'm going with alliteration. There's 2 S's in the title, and this is a gritty southern crime suspense type novel. I'm also buddy reading this with Brad Proctor this month, so I'm really looking forward to that read. I always like to read for March of the Mammoths as well, which was created by Old Blues Chapter and Verse, A Cruel Reader's Thesis, and Big Al Books. Since I'm focusing on finishing my 2021 books, I'm kind of cheating on this readathon. I'm going to be finishing World Without End by Ken Follett, which is a big boy. It's over 1,000 pages, or it might be 900. Let me see. Yep, it's over 1,000 pages, and I've already started it. The purpose of March of the Mammoths is to start the really big books that you've been putting off. For me, it's going to be finishing the big book that I started and then have been putting off. I'm sorry, that's just what I had to do in order to participate this year. And really looking forward to that. And then the last readathon that I'll be participating in is Ladies of horror fiction readathon, another one of my favorites. And this year, I believe it's mostly hosted on Instagram, the Ladies of Horror Fiction Readathon Instagram page. It's where you can find all the information, and I have quite a few picks for that because it just happened to work out that way. I'll be finishing The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. I have 230 pages left in this one, so finishing up those unfinished books. I'm so excited. I'll also be reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is a reread, and it is a buddy read on, or a group read on Brad Proctor's Discord as well. Since it is a reread, it's probably one of the last books I'm going to get to because my TBR is still super long and I probably won't get to everything. Oh, but I really want to reread Frankenstein. So I went with some super backlist books here. And then the rest of my Ladies of Horror Fiction books are brand spanking new. So I'm going to be reading Sundial by Catriona Ward because it is an arc that I'm reading. It's coming out March 1st. I'll also be reading Manhunt by Gretchen Felker-Martin, which just recently came out, and I'll be listening to the audiobook. And this is also the pick for the Creepy Book Club, hosted by Nightmare Maven. And then the last thing I'm reading for Ladies of Horror Fiction is Dark Star's Anthology, because there are about half of the novelettes are by Ladies of Horror Fiction. There's a novelette by Priya Sharma, Carolyn Kepnes, Alma Katsu, Livia Llewellyn, Cheshire Burke, and Gemma Files. So that fits in quite nicely as well. Super excited about that anthology. And I only have 3 books left that were not an arc or part of a readathon. And so I have a couple of extra group reads. The first one is Salem's Lot by Stephen King, which is the pick for the Stephen King read-along on Brad Proctor's Discord channel, hosted by Kellyhookedonbooks. And this is a reread for me. I did not like the book the first time around, and I'm seeing if it gets any better. It's an audiobook this time. Maybe that'll help. Since it's a reread, it will be one of the last things that I pick up as well, the last audiobook anyway. And I'm not sure I will get to it, but we'll see. And then I'm listening to The Blackest Heart by Brian Lee Durfee, which is book 2 in the 7 Angels. I can't remember what the series is called. 7 Angels or something like that. Oh boy, Mindy, seriously. But anyways, that's a buddy read with Ian from BNB Books and Scott from the Bookish Bryants. We read the first book, The Forgetting Moon, in January, and now we're getting to the second book. I already started it, and it's starting off with a bang. It's really, really good. And the characters are all in very precarious situations here at the beginning, and want to see how things are supposed to be working out. And then the last book is the If I Have Time. Doesn't fit with any other category, but I would like to finish The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. I only have 225 pages left of this big long book, so finishing it would be wonderful. And that would mean I would have finished everything that was unfinished from last year going into this year, which would make me very, very happy. My TBR is 63.5 hours of audio and 3,108 pages to read physically. That is more than I ever read, so some stuff might have to be taken a back seat, and I have not decided what that will be. Definitely not arcs. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I also am not done with 2 other arcs for February, so if I have to start the month with those, yeah, this is very tentative TBR. We'll see what I actually end up completing. And I do still have another day and a half to finish those arcs, but I have a lot of pages left. A lot. So, wow. I am way behind in my reading, and that's okay. I'm gonna read everything I can because I really like reading, and I'm not gonna stress out about deadlines and whatever, because at the end of the day, reading is for fun. If you have to get your review a little bit late, I'm sure you will understand, right? So that's the 12 books that I plan on reading in March. Wish me luck in being able to read as many of these as possible, and I will be back very soon with another book-related video. Thanks. Bye.